Nasir Fard, aka Gillie the Kid, aka Gillie the King, aka the King of Philly, born on January 1st, 1974, from Erie Ave, which is in the North Philly section of Philadelphia. Growing up in the dark streets of Philadelphia, he was trying to figure a way out. Gil was known for being nice on the basketball court. He graduated from Ben Franklin High School and eventually went to college. During his time of hoop dreams, he was trying to figure out a way to get to a bag immediately. Eventually, he became a jammy boy, also known as a stick-up kid. Himself and his cousin Wallo, today known as Wallo 267, began robbing everything in our city. Just like any other hood, either you hustling, taking money, doing credit schemes, rapping, or trying to pursue your dreams in sports and entertainment. Taking money was working at the time, but Gillie and Wallo wanted more out of life. At that time, Wallo used to rap. He ran the idea of becoming a rap group to Gillie, and at first Gillie was hesitant. At that time out Philly, being a rapper wasn't thorough. Eventually, Gil gave it a try, and Wallo came up with the name The Major Figures. They continued to rob people in order to pay for their studio time and dress fly in Versace and Moschino. They began to recruit other members such as Dutch, Ab Lava, Bianca, the First Lady, Dutch, Bump J, Ressie Rolex, Chops, Ruckus, El Dinero, Dirty Reek, and Peanut. Wallo, being the founder of the Figures, he knew that they was going to need more money to put behind their label in order to be successful. He would leave in the middle of studio sessions and rob everything moving in order to reach their goals. Until one day, things didn't work in Wallo's favor. Wallo was arrested at the age of 17, convicted for armed robbery, and was sentenced to 20 years. But regardless of the circumstances, Gillie still went 110%. He felt more motivated to achieve success. He kept the Major Figures pushing to the point they were selling their mixtapes out of trunks of their cars. 1999, they signed their first deal to Rough Nation Records, which had a manufacturing and distribution deal with Warner Brothers. At that time, they had their first single out, Yeah That's Us, which had the streets on fire. Wallo found out the good news while serving his time in state prison. He dropped tears of joy while realizing something that he founded took off in such a positive manner. Eventually, the Major Figures went their separate ways, and Gillie became a part of Cash Money. If you a true Lil Wayne fan, you would agree that Wayne's style rapping changed when Gil started chilling around Cash Money. Not to discredit Wayne, but what's true is true. Wayne ended up taking shots at Gillie on one of his tracks, which is called Problem Solver.
Oh, Gillie, man, I don't think you niggas should really fuck with me. The gun off me urgently, working it, twerking it perfectly.
Gillie immediately responded with blogs, stating facts. This was in that era when dropping blogs wasn't the wave.
Reach back. True story or false story?
Stop calling my phone too. I don't want to talk to y'all. We don't want to talk.
This one right here, yeah, this chain on right here in the video. Huh? Gil, let me borrow your shit. No album out, none of that. My shit was a little bigger at the time, yeah.
The only rappers that gave detailed information about a rap beef was Tupac and Eazy-E. It put the hip-hop fans in a state of shock. Gil then started doing his own thing. He always showed love to upcoming rappers from Philly. At this time, the DVD wave started. He supported rappers such as Hollow Man, A.R. Ab, Cassidy. The list goes on. This is when Gillie felt as though he deserved the title the King of Philly. Just as things were going good for Gillie, he hit a major fork in the road and was arrested for $6 million worth of coke and 89 pounds worth of weed.
Marine terminal port on the Delaware River in South Philadelphia. That's after it had been to Chile, Panama, and the Bahamas. We have team coverage with NBC 10's Brandon Hudson and Mitch Blocker. We'll begin with Brandon. He's across the river from the port in Gloucester City, where he just got new information. Brandon, this is a story the NBC 10 team has been working to nail down since midnight, and the scope just growing larger by the hour.
Yeah, that's right, Jim and Jacqueline. In the last 20 minutes, we found out how the drugs got on this ship. Police paperwork says a crew and a drug ring used floating nets off the coast of Peru. Now, take a look at those containers. That crew filled 7 of them with $1 billion worth of cocaine. This drug bust has a trickle-down effect, which ultimately keeps you, your family, and your neighborhood safe.
His wife, too, and a few others were also arrested. His wife wrote a letter to him during their time of incarceration and let him know that she was going to stand tall no matter what the circumstances was. They ended up getting those charges dismissed, and Gil didn't look back since. He ended up getting a movie deal with Ving Rhames after Ving Rhames came across Gil beef with Cassidy. After starring in a few movies, Gil managed to continue to be a mentor for the city and other people around the world by going on Instagram Live and starting $1 million worth of game, where he would help people out with their issues, call them out on their wrongdoings, and also drop gems. Eventually, Wallo came home and they were able to monopolize off $1 million worth of game and turn it into a podcast, which today is the #1 podcast in the nation. Gil and Wallo are prime examples of hard work paying off. It don't matter where you come from, where you've been. If you continue to pray and strive, eventually a lane will open up for you.
There's a thin line between life and death. An SV Twiz film that shows the truth about what's going on in the hood.
What? I'm telling you, bro, I can't go on. So yeah, cousin, if you're gonna be able to help me out with this job, like I need this one real bad. Like I'm not trying.
You've seen the rest. Now it's time to see the best. Starring Vodka 1000 Proof and SV Twiz.
Real nice one, like
A hood drama that shows you the meaning of money, power, and respect. Torn apart.
Yo, you really doing your thing with that girl.
Like, what's up, nigga? I can't call it, bro. Hey, yo.
Watch it now on YouTube at Life with the Philly Fam.